Okay, we're going to try something different this time. We're going to use my phone as a recording device. So anyway, this little photograph here is basically what I'm going to do for the top area. His vest and neckerchief and shirt. I think you can see it there. Now, remember the gun placement. That's all for this photograph here. So I've kind of sketched out on this figure here. Here's his neckerchief. Instead of just having a plain vest, I put some, I forget what you'd call these.
Collar?
I don't know. Suit
Lapel.
lapels. There's the word, lapels. Creates just a little bit more interest, a little bit more detail. That's what I like. I've drawn on the edge of the vest here with the cutoff here, although this one over here is pretty shallow. I've made this one a little steeper. Again, for a little bit of detail. I've just penciled in the neckerchief up here. And his pants, belt and pants. On the back, I thought, well, I know what let's do this time. Let's make this guy a Montana cowboy. Now, if you've ever looked at some of Charlie Russell's paintings, almost all his cowboys, well, I'd say all of his cowboys, aren't wearing jeans or Levi's. They're wearing cloth pants. I mean, Levi's are cloth, but most of them that I've seen that I like, they're all wearing checker pants or striped pants, but they have a sewn-in seat. I've penciled it in here. You can see it right here. So when we go to paint, this will be a brown, sort of like a leather, and then we'll paint the pants, some kind of pattern, or at least a different color than the seat. And so we'll have, this will probably be sort of a white with some highlights to it. This will be probably a dark brown. This will be sort of a lighter brown, so it contrasts real nice with the dark brown. And then this will be, probably have some color in it. Now up here on his back, I've penciled in some suspenders. And here's the back of his neckerchief. Now these suspenders, you'll notice you probably won't see much of them from up here on the front. We'll just have to wait till we get this cut out here to see if it's, the suspenders will show up. But that we can't really figure that until we get to that area. Okay? Alrighty. And again, like I mentioned before, for the gun, it's going to go here, and after I remove this wedge right here, this gun will slide right up there where it's supposed to go. All right. Now everybody's wondering, well, what about them bullets? Well, when you do things in two pieces, you have to make allowances for the bullets. So what I do on the bullets is I'm going to cut a piece of wood that will go right along the back here. And I'll shape it to where it forms to his back, the curve of his back, and we'll glue that in place. And that will help hide this seam. All right, not that it needs to be hidden, you can already see it now. Up front here, at least on this belt, on the gun belt, I'm probably going to have to glue, again, another square up here for the buckle. Like that. Okay, I've changed this up here just a little bit to give us more area to work with. Now this belt here, of course, it'll have a loop that comes off of it. And back here in the back, these chaps, there will be a buckle underneath this gun belt. And it will not show because this will all be up in underneath this belt, I do believe. But there will probably be a little tab hanging out here to indicate that there's something underneath there. And then we'll put those spurs on down here. So what I'll do right now is we'll take these wedges out. Just to see how that gun will fit up in there. Yep, that gun's just going to fit in there just perfect. After I make a little indentation here. Chisel.
Question.
You want that to slap right against his leg. Maybe another chisel here. Well, it's here somewhere, right generally. I want it sitting there to where it's going to cover up most of the crack. So what I'm looking for here is the space. There, that looks pretty good. That lays right against his, let's see if you can see that. See the space in there? It could come down just a little bit farther. What I'm talking about is that area right there. We want to close that up as much as possible. There will be some opening there, and that's fine. That's no problem. bit more. There, that's perfect. Closes up fine. Yeah, see how nice that gun lays against his body. And like I say, as we're going to mount this thing at an angle, that's going to look real slick the way that's peeking out there, because when people see that, what they're going to do is they're naturally going to turn this thing around to look at that gun. And that's exactly what you want them to do. So now what we need to do is we need to carve these things to get them back to their natural look. I could probably take these over to the grinder and do it, and I probably will, but I'll just indicate it here. With the burning pin, we'll make all this stuff look just as natural as it possibly can, to where that gun just fits in there and looks like it's just sitting there the way it really would in real life. And that's what we want. Okay, so we've got that. Now as we're doing this, here's his shirt coming around up here. All right, and there's the belt. It's really hard for me to do this. I certainly can't do all of it. Just, do the whole figure. On video, there's just no way I could do that with a figure like this. But what I'm trying to do is get it to a point to where I can show you the direction I'm going. And now I got there. Okay, so I've got his vest pretty well relieved. Now let me flip back here to my other picture. If I can find it. Oh yeah, someone asked What is this book? Okay, this is Cowboys and the Trappings of the Old West. It's a good source book. By no means is it every book, but or the only source book. There are so many books out there that you can find for reference material, but this is a good one. All right, what I'm trying to save here on his shirt is that detail right there, where his shirt comes down and hits the belt and overlaps it. See, right there. That's what I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose that detail. Now that doesn't look like much, but you got to remember, when I relieve this this belt, the gun belt, it's about the same. It's right where it's supposed to be right now as far as how high it's going to be. So I'm going to be cutting back right here and going in, and then I'm going to be cutting back and going in from the chaps. Like that. So there's going to be some stuff sticking out up there by the time I get down to his belt. And that's what's going to set that all up.
16, 20, 30 seconds.
But anyway, the way I laid out the neckerchief here, I laid it out over the area where this lapel comes down here. There's a little space where that material was turned over. And it's kind of hard to indicate. It's not, it's not really hard. But by taking a little shortcut and overlapping that gets rid of that. And it puts the neckerchief forward, highest point, which is nice. And the way the vest will come up here, it will hide the seam where the arm will be attached on each side. And the way the neckerchief will come up here, it will also contribute to hiding that seam to where it'll look natural. All right? So I'm going to go ahead and work on this, and I'll see if I can't get this area right in here pretty well mapped out and carved before the next video, and we'll continue on from there. So until then, I'll talk to you later.